Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I wish I were here with something fun and inspiring, but today's video, this one hits hard. We've got breaking news in the sewing and crafting world, and honestly, this truly breaks my heart. If you haven't heard, the parent company that owns the big four pattern companies, as some like to say the big five, so we're talking about Simplicity, McCall's, Butterick, Vogue. Did I miss one? Simplicity, Butterick, Vogue. Who am I missing? Know Me. How could I fit Know Me patterns? Have all been sold to a liquidator. Let me say that again, guys. The big four pattern companies, the backbone of the commercial sewing world, has been sold to a liquidator. This isn't just business news, guys. This one is really, really personal. These brands were part of the IG Design Group Americas, and they've been icons for over a century from the US to the UK, and even as far as China. They were the go to patterns for home sewers, professionals, and generations of makers like myself. Now, let me get into some of the details, but I will tell you that the details are limited. The company released an official statement, but honestly, it raises more questions than it answers. What we do know is this: DGA, the division group of IG Design Group that owned the pattern companies, has been sold to Hilco, a firm known for liquidating assets, not building, but liquidating assets. And there's no stated timeline for what happens next. No promises have been made that I am aware of, at least. All that we know is that it has been sold to a liquidator. So let's back up for a second. So these brands, Simplicity, McCall's, Butterick, and Vogue, used to be all independent pattern companies. Each had their own identity, their own style, their own following. Over time, ownership changed hands and they were eventually consolidated under one roof, creating a mega collection of sewing patterns that have dominated the commercial market. For decades, they were the standard. You'd walk into Joann's, browse through the pattern drawers, and there they were. All four of the pattern brands lined up for your next project. It was really that simple, but it was truly a tradition. And now, well, Joann's is gone. Over 800 stores have closed following multiple bankruptcies. That alone has created a massive loss. But now with Simplicity and its sister brands being handed over to a liquidator, this truly feels like the end of an era. Many believe Joann was one of IG Design Group's biggest retail partners. Without those stores to sell patterns, the customer base and the profits dried up. It's not hard to see, honestly, how we got here. And there's more. Beyond Joann's collapse, some are pointing to import tariffs as another factor, especially for companies relying on global production and distribution. So this wasn't just one blow, it was a series of hits, and now the fallout is catching up finally with us. Let's take a moment to recognize what we're losing here. Simplicity was founded in 1922 with its first sewing patterns launching in 1927, nearly a century of accessible, easy to follow patterns for home sewers. Let me find my McCall's pattern. So McCall goes back even further. So it was founded in 1870 by an immigrant by the name of James McCall, a Scottish immigrant, and he pioneered actually the idea of printing markings and instructions directly onto our pattern pieces. Vogue Pattern started as a weekly feature in Vogue magazine. It became its own company in 1916 and has always carried a high fashion legacy, bringing runway looks to our home sewing rooms and out in these streets. Butterick is one of the oldest of them. Butterick was founded in 1863 by Ebenezer Butterick, and he is credited for inventing the first graded sewing patterns, a system that honestly made it possible for people to sew clothes in different sizes. Truly revolutionary. These aren't just brands. They're living history, and to see them handed off to a liquidator with no guaranteed future, it's truly, truly devastating. I would be remiss if I did not mention Know Me Patterns. This is the baby of the company, brought on board in 2022 by Mimi G. And what I love is seeing pattern designers that we know and love on the cover who have actually designed these patterns. So it brings a different voice to the space and will definitely be missed. All right. So, with Joann's closing all of their 800 stores, and yesterday I shared that Michael actually bought all of Joann's intellectual property. So, go and check out that video. I won't get into that here. But with this news, guys, truly this feels like the end of an era. It feels like the final chapter. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe someone will step up and revise and revive all of these brands and bring them back to life. I really just don't know. Maybe we'll see a new generation rise from the ashes, or maybe this is really just goodbye. I don't even like saying that, but I am just floored today with this news. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this news? Do you still use Big Four patterns? Big Four patterns I use, but I also use a lot of independent patterns as well. But please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. So there is another little glitch as it relates to the indie pattern companies. Those pattern companies also rely on the printer that is owned by DGA Group to print tissue paper here in the US. So this is way bigger than we ever imagined. Definitely, it feels like we're closing the book. It's gonna take me a little bit to kind of think through this and really kind of sit with my thoughts. But please let me know what your thoughts are. Drop your comments below. As always, uh, we're here for each other during these tough moments. But let me know what you're thinking. If you don't mind, please subscribe. Hit the like button as well. I appreciate you guys so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye for now.